The Lakers have not been impressive at all.
I've chosen to be a Wemby hater.
Donovan Mitchell is not a fraud. But their Cavs, they're the Knicks of the Midwest. Listen, this is a game we play fraud or not. Fraud or not, right? Wembanyama.
Hell nah. He looks fucking I've already seen like 5 plays that I've been like, huh? Like, how'd you do that, buddy? Like, looks like he's playing on a little tight coop.
I'm not gonna lie, man. People might hate me for this. I've chosen to be a Wemby hater.
Ooh, okay, explain.
I've all of the acclaim, the hype coming into the season. I'm just like, yeah, he played in the preseason, but like we haven't really seen him. Like, obviously they played like 4 games right now so far, and you know he's made some, like, he can shoot pretty well. Defensively, he's great. He's very difficult. You know, definitely a focal point on the court. I feel like the Spurs, his teammates aren't like using him enough. But even with that, I just want to be a hater. Like, honestly, like I don't.
Anytime someone builds a guy up, it's like your natural reaction to be like, hey, like,
and it's like
it's like balance things out. I think.
And I agree with the notion that he can one day be the greatest player ever, but we got to give that time. So people putting these labels on him now, I'm hating. So I'm gonna call him a fraud simply out of my irrational hate.
I don't know. This is tricky for me. Wembanyama, his first 3 games, look all right.
Yeah.
Look all right. I just feel like if this person's supposed to be the greatest player ever, generational, changing the game, I expected more. Because out of his first, comparing him to Bron, we have to, because if the GOAT, whatever.
That's what everyone's doing.
LeBron had over 20 points in his first 2 games. Like 20 points. Like, that's impressive. Like, Wembanyama's, he's struggling to score, minutes, foul trouble, shit like that. Yeah. It's been kind of like, and he's had flashy moments where you're like, oh, shit. But he's also, 7'4"? So you kind of, like, expect that. Like, he made KD look little, and KD was somehow shooting over him. Yeah. And, like, that kind of, like, alarmed me a little bit. He had 3 blocks last night, so he's going to be a nightmare on the defensive side when he gets it going. But it's just like, here's my thing. Wembanyama can be a good player, or he could be the next Shaq, but better. If he puts on Victor Wembanyama, I can't even talk right. Victor Wembanyama.
You can just call him Vic.
I can't even talk right now. Wembanyama. All right. I think that Victor can be the next Shaq or better. And the reason why I think that, if he puts on some muscle and he gets bigger, he's going to dominate, bro. Yeah. It's going to be fucking scary. And right now he's so frail that he can't push people around, right? And I can't expect him to do that now because he is 19. But when he puts on that fucking muscle, it's going to be fucking scary, because who the fuck is going to stop that? It's going to be overbearing. But he can also still be KD in terms of, like, KD was like, wait till KD puts on some muscle. And KD never put on muscle. So I think that we have to kind of think about that too. But I think it's going to be scary for the league if he becomes that menacing figure in the weight room, and like how Giannis was. Giannis was skinny as fuck. Yeah. And then when Giannis got in that weight room and he started to hammer down, and like now he's unstoppable. So I think it could be something along those lines, but just a taller version. So he's not a fraud. I'm not going to call him a fraud. So.
Yeah, I mean, I also know we can't look down the future, but like it is week 1 of his first season. Like, you made the point about him not averaging 20 points. Like, he could average 30 points for the year, and like no one's gonna give a fuck if he averaged like 15. But again, there's nothing we can do about that right now. So,
Jimmy Butler in the Miami Heat, fraud or not?
I mean, in the regular season, maybe. In the playoffs, I sure as hell don't want to play them.
Yeah. I don't really judge them for their regular season play ever, because we've seen what they can do as a 5 seed, as a play-in team. So, I mean, I don't even know if this is fraud. I think this is just who they are. Like, like they are regular season shaky, and then you see them in the playoffs, and it gets dangerous.
I'm going to say no, because I just think the playoffs is where it matters the most, and if you're that guy in the playoffs, you're not a fraud.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I'm going to say fraud. I think they're scaring me. I think that Jimmy Butler, right, he said that we're going to go and beat all of them after the trade, right? He didn't give a fuck. He's going to beat fucking Giannis and fucking Adrian Griffin. He didn't give a fuck because he had that relationship. And when they played the other night, I expected so much intensity out of him. And like I get it, Bam wasn't there, I understand that, but Tyler Hero had like 30 plus.
Tyler Hero was balling.
Yeah. And the energy I seen from Jimmy Butler wasn't the same energy and intensity that I expected out of him in that game. Because you can have a shit game, but how you're playing and how you're like rebounding or like diving for balls or just your presence on the court, it wasn't there. It was just like, we're just playing the Bucks and we're getting our ass fucking handed to us. Like it was to the point where it was like down the stretch and like I think they made a run and they didn't even put him in the fucking game. So is he hurt? What is going on? Like I don't understand what's going on with the Miami Heat, and they didn't make any moves to get better. They got worse. Yeah. So at this point, I want to say I'm not buying them, and then they go make a fucking run or some shit like that. But at this point, like even if they do, they're not winning the championship, right?
I feel like they just for the fact that they also like you didn't get any good players, so that hurts you too. But I think it hurts like they got a fucking tough like collective like mentality like locker room, so I don't think their locker room is gone at all. But I feel like it's in the back of everyone's mind where like they spent an entire summer thinking they were going to get Damian Lillard, and then for a little while, oh, what about Harden? Is Hero in and out? I feel like there just has to be like a little bit like thing in the back of their mind where they're like, we're not as good as we could have been, or like the front office didn't go full throttle. Why should we go full throttle? I feel like that's tough to escape no matter how, like we talk about distractions and stuff like that all the time. Maybe it's not a distraction because it's not ongoing, but it's definitely maybe like a little bit of a nag. So I can see that being a problem.
All right. Scoot Henderson, fraud or not? Now, let me read you the stat line, right? 11, 7, 4, 11. That's points. I'm not going to read you the whole thing, but let's look at the 3 points, right? His first game, 0 from 3. His second game, 1 for 5. His third game, 0 for 4. His fourth game, 0 for 6. Bro, he's made what, 1 3?
I think he's one of 18.
Out of 4 games, he made 1 3? I don't know, buddy. I mean, going from Dame to that's poverty.
Blazers are pretty hopeless as is. So, but yeah, no, that's very fraud like.
As J. Cole said, I'm hopeless. I mean,
I want to see how he plays with Anthony Simons out for a little while. Maybe there's a little more room to find his groove. I mean, me, you, and Gio were all singing the praises of Scoot all off season. He looked great during the summer league. He looked great during the preseason. Maybe the lights are too bright. Maybe that's playing in the G League. Not used to this.
Maybe that team just sucks.
They do.
That could be it.
I mean, you missing threes is not on them as well. But yeah. I
also I have not watched a whole lot of Scoot. Like we're here in New York. I'm not staying up for Blazer games every night, honestly. So.
But then again, I'm like, is Wemby's stat line that much better? Like, and realistically, I think Wemby's made a lot of like, oh shit plays, but that's because he's like.
I mean, he's averaging 15 plus right now. I think his percentages are good.
There's just
the
more
defense
flash.
Is there too. Yeah, the flash.
So, yeah, he had 21 against the Rockets, but it's the Rockets. But that's still impressive. That's still 12 rebounds against the Rockets, and then from there he had 11 against the Clippers and then 5 rebounds, and then he had 18 and 8 against the Suns last night, which he had like a putback towards the end of the game, which was like. I mean, 8 rebounds is pretty good, but like for him, I expect him to get like 15 rebounds. Like, bro, like you're fucking. How are you getting 8 rebounds?
He should break like some sort of rookie rebounding record, whether it's offensive,
like 5 rebounds in a game. 5.
He's the first
one.
He might even have to reach down at some point, depending on how it nicks off the rim.
Oh man, it's been kind of frustrating right now. I'm not betting on you ever again. All right, frauds or not. The Cleveland Cavaliers and Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell is not a fraud. Let's just say.
No.
But their Cavs, they're the Knicks of the Midwest.
What did you say before? They're the Knicks, but
they're reverse. They're
the Knicks.
They're the Knicks, but they can't beat the Knicks.
I like that.
The Cleveland Cavaliers are the Knicks, but they can't beat the Knicks.
Yeah.
And my thing is like, they're a good team, and they're gonna work hard and they're gonna win some games and. They're cool, but are they going to win a championship? Are they going to make a run? No.
I've been a big Evan Mobley guy, but I'm starting to lean a little bit like just because how he was talking about, he was like, yeah, this is a big game for us. Like we want to come in and like beat them. And then I think he played 20 plus minutes and he had 6 points the other night. Like Evan Mobley has me a little bit concerned. I mean, granted, Jared Allen, Darius Garland didn't play against the Knicks last night. Two important guys there, but you definitely would have liked to see more. I think they're 1-3 now, 1-3, I think. It's the same thing where you talked about with the Lakers, where they were like all off season. You should have been thinking about this team, and like, did they like what's good? Like they came out and they just like got the crap beat out of them. Like you need. How do you need any more motivation?
Amani Bates looked good last night. I just want to tell you that.
He had some shots.
The second coming of KD, Amani Bates is here. If you want to admit it, slowly but surely, you're gonna be that guy. But Lakers fan?
Yes, sir.
I'm only there because I'm for Bron. I'm just letting you know.
I mean, me too. To be honest, I do love AD though. I'm a huge AD defender. The narratives about him get pretty old, pretty annoying. I also love Austin Reeves. Just shout out my boy Reeves. Okay. But yeah, Bron is.
Can barely get fucking 10 points, but yes. All right. So fraud or not, the Los Angeles Lakers.
No, I am delusionally confident in their capabilities of winning a championship every single year. We're a rough start, shaking off the cobwebs, but no, not frauds.
The Lakers have not been impressive at all. They have been disappointing me. And AD has looked good, except for the first game, but he's looking pretty solid. I like AD a lot, what he's been doing. Obviously, LeBron is old, and I can't lie. We can't put too much on him. I think he's getting that pass at this point.
It's very jarring.
But when you have 19 against the Magic, I don't give a fuck. It's the fucking Magic. Out of 19 is not doing. They won the game.
Yeah.
I don't get it. LeBron is going to have rebounds. He's going to have assists. He's going to have that stat line. Yeah. He's LeBron James. But I just think that when you lose to the Kings, who are a good team, but you should have beat them. Just to set the tone. And they went into overtime, I think. And then you barely beat the fucking Magic. I don't like where this is going. Because I think at my mind, everybody's like, it's early. It's the first week. I do not give a fuck. I need the Lakers to win and be good now. Because when you have this type of like laziness or you're like, all right, I'm going to get into that mode later, I think that affects the team. And I don't think they have much room for hiccups. I think they have to pace themselves. You know what I'm saying? I understand that. Beautiful. But at the same time, we need to kick something into gear where we're like, all right, we're good. We know we're good, and we gelled. Because D'Lo was saying, like, well, we haven't had a full training camp to get right, but we felt the chemistry. Now you had a full camp. Now you had a full training camp. So now I need to see where the chemistry is at now. We need to pick this shit up now and get the ball fucking rolling. And if it's not LeBron doing it, somebody else has to step up in that group. We signed Rui, we gave him the bag. We signed Reeves, we gave him the bag. 10 points is not cutting it for that. It's not. We need a third scorer. We need somebody to step up. D'Lo, you're on fucking thin ice. I'm going to make the call. And you did ball out. You had over 23 points. You know
He's hit or miss. He's hit or miss.
Shout out to the bettors, but I need him to hit. I don't need the miss. You know what I'm saying? You can hit a miss in fucking Utah or some shit because that's where you're going to be. So we need to step the fuck up. But right now, the Lakers are frauds to me right now.
Yeah. I mean, I said this offseason, I think the Lakers had a better offseason than anyone else, so I'm not going to call them total fraud, but I'll call them. I'm definitely worried. The team I'm watching now, with just some of the mental mistakes they've made, it feels more like the regular season team we saw last year. Yeah. It does not look like the team that beat the Warriors in the playoffs. Again, week one, though, so yeah, a little bit concerned.
Yeah. All right. Fraud or not, Dwight Howard. No, I'm joking. Does JBobby make you angry? Well, that's good. Let us know in the comments. Like and subscribe, baby.